Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. We have loads of big stories to bring you today in relation to Carlos Baleba. We're going to be talking about Donnarumma. We're going to be talking about Garnacho. I've just realised Garnacho's name is spelt wrong in the thumbnail, so I better update that really quickly. That's embarrassing. That's now been sorted. But yeah, loads and loads to get into on the show today. But before we do all of that, if you are here for the first time today, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner, and also give this video a like. Okay, we're going to start off by talking about Donnarumma, and I want to get your thoughts on Donnarumma in the comment section below. Should Manchester United sign Donnarumma? Yes or no? Let's do a poll. Obviously, if you're watching this back on repeat, you won't be able to get involved in the poll. The poll is just reserved for the live audience. So we'll do, should United sign Donnarumma? Simple question. There you go. So we're going to bring you the news on Donnarumma. This is coming out from the man himself, Mr. Fabrizio Romano. He is reporting this morning that the Premier League is now the most likely destination for Donnarumma. That's the first part. And then we have another story this morning from Fabrice Hawkins, who is a French journalist. He is, I would say, pretty reliable. 200,000 followers on X. He was the first person to announce Hugo Ekitike to Liverpool. He's very good around French football, i.e. the French League. And he put out a story last night, which was really, really interesting. This is on RMC Sports. And he is reporting this morning, the headline is that apparently Manchester United and Chelsea have made an official inquiry to PSG about Donnarumma. This was 11 hours ago. Oh, I got my sneeze coming every morning. Every morning at exactly the same time. So weird. So weird. But yeah, 13 hours ago, which is about, I think it was about 9 o'clock last night, UK time, reporting that apparently Manchester United have now made an official approach to PSG for Donnarumma. Fabrizio also saying that, that he's expected to move to the Premier League. And then you've got Ben Jacobs also saying that clubs are now expected to make contract approaches for Donnarumma. That was from Ben Jacobs. And then Fabrizio's also said that Manchester United-linked Donnarumma has been excluded from the PSG squad for the upcoming UEFA Super Cup game. Fabrizio says Donnarumma will 100% leave PSG this summer or next as a free agent. How do we feel about this one, guys? Is he someone we should be bringing in? Welcome, Wayne, to the Daily Red Devil Members Club. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. What do we think about Donnarumma? Would you like to bring him in or not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I think he'd be an amazing option. 26 years of age. Easily one of the best goalkeepers in world football. I'd say he's in the top 10, definitely. For only £30 million as well, apparently. His wages as well, I mean, I've seen a couple of people complaining about this. He's on about 200k a week at PSG. He's obviously going to want a little bit more, hence why he's not been able to agree a new contract with PSG. Apparently, he's asking for a pay rise. I don't think it's a problem. I don't see what all the upset's about. Donnarumma is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Give him the 250k a week if that's what he wants. His age is right. I just don't understand. I don't understand people who think that keeping Onana and not signing Donnarumma is a good option. Like, the goalkeeper is clearly one of the biggest issues at Manchester United, and it has been for a number of years. First of all, it was De Gea. I didn't think De Gea was a problem, but some of the fan base did. And now it's Onana, and I think 99% of the fan base agree that Onana's not good enough. Whereas with De Gea, I think he did have a bit of a mixed, there was a bit of a mixed kind of feeling. Some people liked De Gea, some people didn't. So yeah, but you can let me know your thoughts on Donnarumma in the comment section below. Moving on from there, we're going to move over to Fabrizio Romano on Garnacho. So this one's, I don't like this at all, really, this Garnacho situation. I mean, first of all, we have the pictures yesterday of him with a vape. Some people think that's fine, some people don't. I don't know. I just don't think professional athletes should be vaping. That's my opinion, but for whatever that's worth. And then we have Fabrizio this morning saying that Chelsea and Manchester United are now in direct negotiations, trying to reach an agreement for the transfer of Garnacho. He says that clubs from Saudi, Italy, Germany have tried for Garnacho, but Garnacho will only join Chelsea. He says agreement on personal terms is now 100% done. I mean, it's not ideal, is it? Because there's quite a few other stories this morning saying that apparently Garnacho said to Manchester United, either you let me join Chelsea or I'm just going to stay here and there's nothing you can do about it. So he's not really giving us much to work with, is he? But Man United are asking for 50 million, which I think is completely fair. Chelsea sold Madueke to Arsenal, Premier League rival, for 50 million. There's no way on earth that we could say that Garnacho is not worth the same as Madueke, realistically. Would you not agree? Let's have a look. So Madueke is 23 years of age. Garnacho is 21. So Garnacho is 2 years younger than Madueke. Garnacho in his whole career, let's have a look. Let's have a little compare of the stats. So Madueke has played in his whole career. I'm just trying to see how many goals. Let's have a look. So Madueke's played 67 games in the Premier League and he's got 13 goals and 7 assists. Garnacho's played 93 and he's got 16 and 10 assists. For me, they're literally like level players. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no real difference. So I don't really understand how Chelsea can be like, oh no, we're not paying 50 million. No, he's not worth 50 million. But they won't pay 50 million for Garnacho. I just don't get it. How could they get 50 million for Madueke? I mean, there's a reason why. It's because they're very good at doing negotiations, aren't they? They sold us Mount for, 60 million? They're trying to get 70 million for Nicholas Jackson, and I wouldn't be surprised if Newcastle or somebody else pays it. So hats off to Chelsea. It doesn't work out well for us, but you know, fair play to them. If they manage to get Garnacho for less than 50 million, then fair play. That's all I can say. Man United apparently asking for 50 million, right? Which I think is reasonable. Chelsea apparently offering 30 million. So there's a huge gulf in kind of valuation between the two players. Between the two clubs. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for closer to 30 million realistically. Yeah, I guess we've just got to hope and pray that Man United somehow pull off a madness here and we managed to get him for a good price. But I just can't see it happening. I just have this horrible feeling that we're going to end up letting Garnacho go for cheap. He's going to go there and he's going to end up doing really well. And yeah, I just feel like that's going to happen. But I mean, what can we really do? The alternative is that he stays at Manchester United and he just continues to stink the place up. You know, that's realistically the alternative. And that's probably a likely alternative as well. So yeah, I don't know. We don't really have much choice now. He's backed us into a corner. He's going to get what he wants. Whether we like it or not, he's going to get what he wants. And yeah, there's not really much we can do, unfortunately, guys, which is very frustrating. But I think this will, to be honest, be like the last of the kind of player power movement that we've had at this club for far too long. So I do honestly believe that once we're kind of through this period, I do honestly feel like we will be in a way more positive place. Obviously, Rashford's gone. Garnacho will be gone. Sancho will be gone, and all of the kind of toxic players will be gone. And there's then no excuse for Manchester United to not kick on next season, in my opinion. Like, literally no excuse. So obviously it's frustrating. Obviously it's annoying. Obviously we all want Manchester United to kind of get through this period and to really, really kick on. But yeah, we'll have to kind of just play it by ear, I guess, won't we? But yeah, it is frustrating, don't get me wrong. Okay, let's see what else people are saying in the chat this morning. Let's have a sip of my tea. My tea always goes cold. Melchett says, Donnarumma and Martinez are simply just big names. Wow. Fair enough. Melchett says, Donnarumma's save percentage was only 68%. Laumann's had 81%. I mean, that's all good and well, but Laumann's is playing in the Belgian league. Like, the Belgian league is levels below the French league. I remember we did this comparison before, right? And in the Belgian league, there's like two teams that had a squad that had the same value as the Championship, right? And every other team, their squad values were like League One, League Two level. So I don't think it's a very good comparison, realistically. You know, because 99% of the teams in the Belgian league are probably the equivalent of the League One sides or League Two sides. So Laarmans might be a good goalkeeper. I don't know. I've never watched him play, I'm going to be honest. But, you know, bringing up stats in a goalkeeper who's playing in like, let's be honest, not even really a competitive league. I mean, obviously it's competitive. It's a professional league. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, you know, if you play in the Belgian league, you're not a real footballer. I'm not saying that by any means. I'm just saying that comparing stats with someone who plays in the French league versus the Belgian league, it's just not really comparable, is it? Because I'm sure there's goalkeepers in League One in England who have got that, you know, really good shots percentage, but that doesn't mean you're going to sign them, does it? Or in League Two, like, I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just think that it's easy for us to say, oh, look at his save percentage, look at this, look at that. Does that translate over to the Premier League? Whereas at least with Donnarumma, you know, he's done it on every level. You know, he's a Euros winner. He's played in the World Cup. He's played in the Champions League. He's just won the Champions League like a month ago for PSG. You know, whereas this Laarmans guy is currently playing in the Belgian league against lesser opponents. I just don't think it's comparable. But again, like I said, maybe I'm wrong. You know, that's obviously a possibility that I've got this, you know, horribly mistaken. So if it is, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we can have that conversation again. Okay, moving on from there, the final topic we've got for you today is in relation to Carlos Baleba. So there's a couple of new bits of news around Carlos Baleba. So we'll jump in with the new stuff, and then we'll go back to the kind of what happened yesterday situation. So Fabrizio came out late last night with a new story, and he is saying that from tomorrow, which is today, this story was reported late last night. So from Tuesday, Manchester United will try to understand the situation with Brighton and if they have a chance to negotiate for Carlos Baleba, i.e. if they're willing to drop the price, or if it's going to be impossible. So obviously we know that Brighton are asking for around 100 million for Carlos Baleba, which is ridiculous, let's be honest. He's not worth 100 million, but he's worth 100 million to Brighton. So fair play. And it's whether a club will pay it or not. You know, they got 117 million, was it, for Caicedo? I don't think he was worth that amount of money, but they still managed to get that amount of money. So you can't really, like, what's the word? You can't really, like, shoot them down for it. Is that the right way of saying it? You have to say fair play, realistically. Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, if we manage to get Carlos Baleba, that would be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I think he'd be an incredible talent for Manchester United. I don't know what's going on with my nose today. I've really got a bad sneeze coming again. But yeah, Carlos Baleba to Manchester United. Fabrizio saying that from today, Manchester United will be back in contact with Brighton, and they'll try and get a deal done. So fingers crossed. Hopefully we can get this one over the line. It'd be absolutely fantastic if we could. So yeah, really, really excited about that one. But I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. I'm not going to stay on too long this morning just because I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I don't know why. I think it's like the hay fever or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just going to do this as a short one this morning, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really, really appreciate the support at the moment. Please do make sure to subscribe and like the video before you leave. I will be live for a bit longer tomorrow. I think just today my nose is being badly behaved, so I'm gonna call it here. I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about anyway. But yeah, have a very good day, everybody. I'll speak to you all later. Bye for now.